And in 2008, I started this company, which is originally a nonprofit, but is now a for-profit. And now we started getting institutional investor interest. Our returns, we generate typically, historically, we've always generated over 20%, and sometimes over 30%, which is why we can pay investors 12%. And so we generated institutional investor interest, but then they do background checks, and they would say, ooh, you have bad credit, you have millions of dollars of judgments against you, because I got in kind of a tat with the city, and which wanted that property that ended up being severely damaged by the ice storm and eventually got it. I ended up being the subject of somewhat of a public smear campaign, and I was arrested, and there was news of being felony charges, all this bad stuff. Now, in reality, I have no criminal record, but when you see people that are a smaller city, it was City of Columbus, Ohio, they want something, they use all their resources to, or in this case, they used all their resources to disparage me, and in the end, I contributed to me losing everything. No excuse, I made bad decisions on my own, but I do have no criminal record. But anyway, to go to institutional investors and say all this, bad credit judgments, arrest, all this stuff, and say, hey, but invest with me, it didn't work that well. So what they have me do is they'd have me write these long explanation letters, which I would write, and finally, it was difficult to, they find out, I'd say, please don't find out. They find out I would write these letters, and then it was kind of reactive. So finally, what I did is I said, this is getting exhausting, and the only way this is going to work is if the true story comes out. So I actually wrote a book about the whole situation, and actually, I brought down a dozen copies, so if anyone wants one, I'm more than happy to give you one. If I run out, give me your business card, I'll ship you one. And it gives the whole story, how I made millions and how I lost even more. And that is my explanation letter. But the net result is, from all that disaster, I always look for the silver lining. The silver lining was that I became very good at working these debts out, not only two places, one with the banks and also with the families. I really understand what they're going through, and the reality is when you're in debt and everything's coming at you, if someone gives you a clear path and says, this is what we can do, and it makes sense, you're going to do it. Instead of saying, hey, you got to pay all $100,000 on this house, it's worth $50,000, that's not going to work. And it's proven that Bank of America, Auckland, Wells, they all try and do this, it just doesn't work. So we make a very simple solution, it works very well, and that's why I think we have an edge in what we do, and I hope you consider investing with us. Thank you.